Good morning, y'all. Do you know that you create the life that you want? This is good morning. This is Tonetta, your relationship coach and Speak Your Truth. I'm here to talk about creating the life that you want this morning. Again, I'm Tonetta Clay at Speak Your Truth, your relationship coach and your bedroom candy boutique consultant. I help you educate you and inspire you to create the life that you want so that you can have the better relationships that you want as well. So like I said, with that, I'm going to get into the video. Like I said, we all create the life that we want. With all the small things that we do, all the little things that we do every day, that creates the big picture things that we, of course, see, and the behaviors that we see and the things that we see going on. Whether that means that you're creating a life of the negative, whether that's a life of hurt, a life of depression, a life of hate, a life of not taking responsibility, a life of lying all the time, a life of cheating on people, doing different things like that. Like I said, we create the life that we want. Yes, I understand that, of course, a lot of things happen to us when we're small. I can't say every single person, but I know a lot of things happened to me when I was little, whether it was sexual abuse, whether seeing my parents fighting, domestic violence, things like that. A lot of you all may have been actually in the domestic violence relationship, receiving the hits and things like that. There's, of course, some folks who may have been on drugs and different things like that. Like I said, we all have different paths and different ways that our parents, of course, have raised us and different ways that we grew up. Some may have grown up poor. Some may have grown up living house to house. Some may have grown up in foster care or adoption, that kind of thing. But like I said, as we age and as we mature and as we get older, we have to start realizing that we create the life that we want. If you want to create a life full of turmoil, a life where you're not, of course, taking responsibility for your own actions, a life where you don't care about anybody else's feelings, and you want to walk all over people and use and abuse people, a life where you are, of course, like I said, lying to others, bitter, resentful, all those types of things. Like I said, you create that. Yes, I understand that there's a lot of things that, of course, happen to us, and we have a lot to be angry about. But you don't have to go through life, of course, living your life as far as everybody has done something to you. Like I said, we can all be angry at our past. I know I have definitely been angry in my past as well, because I hated the way that I grew up. I couldn't understand it back then as a child, and why my parents fighting all the time, why are they on drugs, and why do I have to deal with this, all these types of things, and why are we being evicted, having to live with family and all these kind of things a few times. Like I said, I was definitely angry, had a very bad, I can't say a very bad attitude, because I was always chipper and happy to a certain extent. But like I said, deep down, when I got by myself, I was always angry, upset, wondering why this happened to me. Why am I the scapegoat for this? Why am I this? Why am I that? And like I said, we have to realize that starting as young children as well, I know things happen to us when we're young, but like I said, growing up, becoming a teenager, becoming a young adult, becoming a full-fledged adult, becoming an older senior, that kind of thing, we have to realize that we create whatever kind of life that we see in front of us every single day. Whether you have created a life where you're playing the victim every single day, you're the one who, of course, is entitled every day, that somebody has to give you something every day, whether that's state assistance, whether that's give you love every day in order for you to function, or whether somebody has to give you whatever it is every day. When, like I said before, playing the victim, that is woe is me, it's always it's people are always picking on me, people are always mean to me, not taking responsibility for anything. Like I said, you create the kind of life that you want. I know many of people, me being a social worker for over 20 years, I've seen a lot of different families, worked with a lot of different families, talked to a lot of different people, and of course met a lot of different people. And a lot of them, of course, had that victim mode mentality, the same mentality that everybody's always doing something to them. The state, because I was a foster care case manager, so of course the child abuse neglect hotline, we were in their life because we did this to them, or because so-and-so did this to them. Instead of them taking responsibility for their own actions, it was everybody else's fault. And like I said, it was everybody else's. They're playing victim and all these kind of things, knowing good and well that at some point they've seen others, even if nobody around them have even been positive or anything like that. You can see people positive on TV every day if you wanted to, especially if you have a TV or you listen to the radio. People are doing commentary on the radio. We see all these things going on. You have to decide to make that choice. Decide to whether you want to make a choice of creating a better life for yourself, or creating the same life that you have, not moving anywhere, not going anywhere, but staying in the same victim mode, the same woe is me mentality, all those kind of things. Like I said, you create that. Like I said, yes, we all have a lot of stuff to be angry about. I know I still have a lot of stuff to be angry about, but I've decided to, of course, take a path where I don't really care about all the stuff I care about the stuff that's happened in the past to a certain extent, but I know that it's not going to run my life and ruin my life and make me out of whatever kind of person that past wanted to create me with. Like I said, I know that all the lessons and all the things I learned as a 44-year-old adult at this present time, I know that all the things that happened in my past have, of course, created the person who I am, created the person that, of course, you see on this video today. No, I wasn't doing videos years ago, and a few years ago, yes. But like I said, years ago, before that, you would have never saw me on video. I stuttered really bad and that kind of thing, was made fun of, all those kind of things as well. Despite having parents who were at home using drugs, despite having parents who couldn't pay the bills and couldn't feed me every single day, all those kind of things. Like I said, I definitely have a life to be upset about, but I'm choosing to take the higher road and do something different. I chose that road back when I was a little kid, actually. I didn't know how to choose the road or actually make that happen. All I knew was that, of course, like I've said it a few times in videos, but like I said, the thing that I didn't have anybody around me being positive or moving ahead, going to college, doing all these things, but I knew that there was a better life because I saw it on TV. Like I said, I saw the Cosby Show. There was the Fresh Prince. There was all these shows, Different World, and all these shows that were on. Black people that looked like me and that were doing better things than I was. And like I said, I definitely wanted to, of course, strive to do something along those lines. I didn't know how, but I know everybody on those shows talked about education and how important that it was. And like I said, that's the road that I took. I'm making myself go to school every day. Whether I was sick or not, I was sent home by the nurse. Yes, I was some days, because I was very sick. One day I had pneumonia. Of course, I was sent home. I was at home for like 2 weeks. I chose, like I said, to go to school sick, whether it was doing grade school, high school, middle school, college even as well. Like I said, I had to choose the higher road. I had to choose the life that I wanted. I know that if I would have chosen the life of those around me, I would have been the same type of person those people around me were. Not going to school, not working, on drugs, living with other people, in gangs, being killed, being shot, being put in jail, all those kind of things. I saw that damn near every single day growing up. And like I said, I had to make a conscious choice, the same thing you have to make. We all, like I said, as adults looking at this, and possibly as young adults and teens looking at this as well, we all know that to some extent, you all know that you create the life that you want. Now, whether you want to, of course, agree with that, or whether you want to, of course, internalize that, that's up to you. I'm just here to plant those seeds, like I said, to let you know that you are creating that life that you desire, whether it's a life full of turmoil and unhappiness and depression and woe is me mentality, victim mode mentality, everybody owes me something mentality. That's the life that you're creating. You create that every single day that you choose to have different behaviors, different way that you use people, possibly abuse people, possibly accept different services, accept different things into your life, accept different people, places, and things. You all, as you know, like I said, we all create that, but you can choose a higher road. You can choose to do something different within your life. Whether it's me here telling you that this morning, or somebody else that you see on TV, on Oprah show, whoever show that you see that's saying that you can have a different life. Whether it's somebody on YouTube, the same kind of thing, saying the same kind of inspirational talk, I guess you can say that. Inspirational talk, and also making you think about who you are and what you're going to be in life. It's never too late to, of course, create that life that you want. I'm 44 years old. I started creating a different life again back in, 2021? So I guess that was 2000, like late 17, early 18. I started recreating that particular life, I guess I put it that way, into something that I wanted, I wanted a happier life, a life where I can, of course, thrive and all those kind of things, but with people around me that were supportive, my tribe and that kind of thing as well. That's the kind of life that I asked God, I prayed to God about, and that life was coming right in my face. I guess I put it away full-fledged, actually. Like I said, we definitely have to create the life that we want. And everybody's probably asking, how do you do that? The first thing is making a decision for the better. Like I said before, you have to make a decision that you're wanting to change your life in some kind of way to make you, of course, a better life than what you have now. You have to make that conscious decision that I'm no longer going to be on welfare and accept this Section 8 housing where people are shooting around me, outside dying in front of my house, where people are smoking weed next door, where people are doing drugs, all these kind of things. You have to make that conscious decision that you're no longer going to accept that. At some point, we all get sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's the point that I got to back in, like I said, early 2018, late 2017. I got to that point. I knew I was sick and tired already, but like I said, something triggered me. I was like, I cannot take this anymore. And like I said, I got to a point where I could no longer tolerate the life that I was living. And that's the point. People call it rock bottom, whatever you want to call it. But at some point, you have to make a conscious decision that you want a life, I guess, change your life for the better and not for the worse, I guess I put it that way. You have to make a conscious decision that you want to change your life for the better, regardless of what your mom, your dad, your family, your friends, anybody else in your life, your education, educate, I guess if you're in school, your school system, your employer, any of those people, you have to make, like I said, make that conscious decision that you're going to make a change for the better, regardless of what anybody else in your life feels about it, and regardless of whatever anybody else in your life says about it. Yes, you're going to get pushed back saying that you're too good to be in this house anymore because you think you're this and you think you're that. You're damn right you think you're that. Like I said, if you're looking to change your life and create a better life for yourself, you have to think that you're all types of things. You have to think that you're better than the you that you was yesterday. And people may, of course, it may come off as being cocky or whatever you want to call it, I don't know, egoish or whatever it is. But if that's what you have to do to push yourself to the next level, then do those things. I might want to tell you to stop doing this and stop doing that unless it's detriment to your life and to those around you. But like I said, if something is helping you get ahead, telling yourself that you love yourself every day, then I'm not going to let nobody push me back into the situation that I was in. Then start saying those mantras to yourself and start doing those things every single day, like I said, to create that better life for yourself. Number 2, you have to change the environment that you're in. A lot of times, I know, of course, we're changing, we're wanting to create these changes, but the folks, again, around us are still doing the same things that we don't even want to be around. I forgot the quote. I think it's, what does it say? I guess the 5 people closest to you will determine how your life will be. So it's something like that. So if you have 5 people around you who are broke, who are on welfare, who are getting food stamps, who are not working, who are not going to school or could care less about school, who are not taking responsibility, who are cheating on others, who are lying and doing all these things, guess what? You're next in line to be one of those things as well. Like I said, you always have to change your environment. I don't care if that means you moving out of the city that you're in to another place in the state or another state altogether or another country altogether. Whatever that means to you is getting yourself out of that environment of that negativity that's going to keep you in the same situation, that you know that there's nobody in that particular environment that's going to, of course, support you to the extent that you need support, I guess I put it that way. And nobody and getting out of that environment that you know that nobody in there is striving to even be anything better than what they are today. Like I said, you definitely have to change your environment. I don't care if it's a drug usage environment, whatever kind of environment it is, you have to change that environment to create the environment that you want to live in and be in. I know everybody don't have millions of dollars and thousands of dollars to go spend on moving out of state and doing all these things. If you make the conscious decision, like I said, number 1, you start creating that environment that you want, that means letting go of people, places, and things that may, of course, bring you down and that may, of course, trigger you. Like I said, you definitely have to start doing those, making sure that you're changing your environment. By living in that same environment, you can live in an environment where there's shooting around you, where there's all these things going on around you, but in your household or in your room that you have, start making it a more calm, peaceful environment. And like I said, at some point you may have to start cutting off friends and family that may, of course, be bringing you down and may not see your growth as something that you should be doing. That's stupid, or you think you're going to be good, or you think you're white, or because I know I was told that back when I was younger as well. I think I'm all these things, and like I said, you're damn right. I think I'm all these things. I'm trying to improve myself for the better, not for the worse, or stay stuck to where I'm at. So like I said, number 2 is changing that environment. Number 3 is taking responsibility of your own actions. Like I said, if you're creating the life that you want, you have to realize that you have to start taking responsibility of your own actions. Meaning that if you have cheated on your husband or your wife recently, or actually at any time during the relationship, meaning take the responsibility to let them know what you have done. Again, if you're lying and stealing and all these kind of things, that means taking responsibility to let them folks know that you stole from them or whatever you did to them. Taking responsibility that you're the one who, of course, gossips in your friend group, and that you, of course, have created all this drama and all this turmoil and all this stuff within your friends and your family, and you're the cause of that. Taking responsibility that you have become a victim of whatever kind of mentality that you're a victim of, whether that's you're paying victim mode, everybody, woe is me, all these types of things, everybody always does stuff to me. Like I said, taking responsibility means that these people are doing these things to me because I have allowed it in some type of way. That's what taking responsibility means. And like I said, once you start taking responsibility, then you can start moving yourself forward to a better life than the life you have as of today. Number 4, changing your behaviors. I know this goes along with making a decision for the better, but changing those behaviors, I mean behaviors as far as the way that you act towards people, the way that you, of course, set your boundaries towards people, whether you allowing people to, of course, run over you or whatever the case may be. You can't tell anybody no because you're afraid that they're going to leave your life or not love you or not be your man anymore or not be your woman anymore, whatever it is. You have to start creating, changing your behavior, making sure that you're, of course, setting your boundaries. If you don't know what boundaries are, I will do a series about that next month, possibly, to let you all know what boundaries are and how to create those boundaries. Like I said, you have to start changing those behaviors. With those behaviors, you also would have to start changing your values and your belief systems as well. We all know that when we, of course, are maturing, we are, of course, getting older, we, of course, see things that we're like, okay, my parents told me this or my family told me this and this no longer is true. Sometimes you have to start changing. I can't say sometimes. A lot of times you have to start changing a lot of those things that your family, your friends, your environment that you were in growing up has told you, because it's either not true or no longer holds any ground anymore. And times have changed, and it doesn't even make any sense to even do whatever it is that they did, like not fixing your credit, like not saving any money, like not abusing the next generation that comes around. Like I said, you definitely have to make a conscious choice to change those behaviors. If you're looking to have a better life and to create that better life, you have to start changing the different things that you're doing, changing the way that you move every single day. If not, you're going to go back into that same type of environment, and you're going to resort back to that same type of thing the next day, tomorrow, I put it that way. So like I said, you definitely have to start making those changes in your behaviors, in your values, and in your beliefs as you move forward throughout this life, trying to create the life that you want. Like I said, I know it's hurtful to find out that your parents had told you this or your family had told you that, money doesn't grow on trees and all these kind of things, but then you get out here and create your own business, start making millions of dollars, and realize that you only have to work that hard to even make that kind of money. Like I said, those were lies that your family, well, in some ways those are lies, but in some ways those are their lack of not knowing as well. And usually when people don't know different things, how to move throughout life, don't know different things about finances and all these kind of things that you will probably encounter, yes, it will look like lies to you. I can say that as well. And like I said, at some point we have to realize that those people that came before us and those folks that raised us, they may not just know. And in some cases, people do know, and they still give you the wrong information. So like I said, you definitely have to discern all that and realize what's going to be your truth and what's going to be the truth that you're going to move forward in your life with. But like I said, starting with changing your behaviors, your values, and your beliefs, that's one thing that's going to lead you to a better you and to realize more about who you are and what you stand for. And number 5, advocating for the new you. I know a lot of times we can, of course, make all these changes and do all these things, but then here comes John and Sally, come down here, oh, you acting white, or oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Black folks don't do that, or white folks don't do this, or whoever doesn't, we don't have businesses. Nobody here created that, so you don't need one. That's a waste of time. Whatever they came by and said, you have to advocate for the new you. You have to advocate for all the things that you've been fighting for, as far as making a conscious decision to have a better life. Like I said, when you're making that decision, you're going to come up against all types of people who are going to push back and say that you're stupid, you're dumb, and the choices that you're making are stupid and dumb, and you're trying to be white, and like I said, you're trying to outdo the family or trying to outdo whoever it is. You have to make a choice to, of course, advocate for yourself, to stand your ground and say that I know that I'm making these decisions, but you're not going to tell me what the hell to do. This is my life. You have to stand up for people. It will stand up to people like that. I'm sure a lot. I know I had to, of course, live in my life and making these changes. Well, I had to go through life and let go of a lot of people, and of course, I gained a lot of folks in the process. But like I said, I definitely had to stand up for my rights and stand up for what I believed in, not just for what they believed and not just what they wanted to see. I had to stand up for me. And like I said, I'm telling you that's the last and final thing, advocating for yourself. You can't, if you're looking to make these conscious changes within your life, knowing that you create the life that you want, I don't care who comes in your way. It can be an employer, it can be a man or woman of your dreams, or whoever it is. If you're not willing to advocate for your life and stand up for who you are, those folks are still going to run over you. And yes, you're in that process. You you're still creating the life that you want to put it that way. Now you may not want anybody to come in and run all over you and that kind of thing, but if you're not creating those boundaries and you're not standing up for yourself to tell them, no, I'm not going to do whatever you ask me to do, and no, I'm not the person that you think I am, I have changed and did all those things, then whatever you're moving into, you're definitely moving into a life, like I said, of goodness if you're doing that. But if you're not, like I said, you're resorting back to the same type of life that you said that you did not want. And good morning, Makiba. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm actually about to get off soon, so you may have to watch the replay. But like I said, that was definitely number 5, making sure that you advocate for the new you and all the things that you have changed within your life, regardless as to if anybody, family, friends, whoever, co-workers, whoever agrees with whatever you're doing. Yes, those people, they may fall off, and most of them will fall off, especially if you're looking to, of course, create a better life and move ahead and do things for yourself and treat yourself as you should have been treating yourself, with love and with care and having your boundaries and all those kind of things. Like I said, those folks will eventually fall off. Now, everybody may not be excommunicated out your life and you never see them again. I'm not saying that, but at some point you will realize that you can't keep being in that same type of environment, like I said before, and of course socializing with those same people, especially if they don't even agree with what you're doing. So like I said, you definitely have to think about that. And like I said with the beginning of this video, we all create the life that we want on a daily basis. It starts every single day. All the actions that you're taking, all the things that you're doing, they create those bigger things in your life. When it comes to, of course, the way that you move throughout life, the way that you create the better life that you want, the way that you, of course, become self-aware, and the way that you, of course, start loving yourself and those kind of things as well. So keep that in mind. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I want to say thank you all again for listening to this video, and I hope something that I said in this video sparked a light bulb in your head, I guess I can say, that of course went off to help you realize that you have created the life that you want and the life that you see today. I know a lot of you all may be like, I didn't create this life, or somebody did this to me. Like I said, we have to take responsibility as adults as we move through our life and get mature enough to know that the life that we are continuously creating is because of us, regardless of what kind of hurt or what kind of abuse, what kind of trauma you suffered in the past. As you like I said, as you mature and as you become an adult, young adult, even teenager as well, you're creating the life that you want. You either create the life that you want full of lies and deceit and cheating and all those kind of things, or you create a life that you want full of happiness and happy-go-lucky, I guess I put it that way. So like I said, you definitely create that life. And with that, again, I want to say thank you all for tuning in. I'm Tonetta, your relationship coach at Speak Your Truth and your bedroom candy boutique consultant. And I want to say thank you all again. And just know that what I do here is help inspire and educate you to create the life that you want and help you speak your truth in your relationships. So with that, I want to say thank you all again. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.